Again, and again, and again, and again, Mr. Woods. Eight 14-23, assault of a family member. 6-9-24, violation of protective order, assault bodily injury. Another assault bodily injury. February of 24, assault of a pregnant person, for which you're on deferred now, and now you've picked up another case. You now stand charged with criminal mischief. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cases, all in a matter of months. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you. Mr. Woods.
Yes, Judge. The defendant was traveling with the complainant to go see the defendant's child with his child's mother. The defendant continued attempting to be sexual with his child's mother, and the complainant engaged in a verbal altercation with the defendant. Upon arriving home, the defendant exited the vehicle and the complainant drove to a store close to her home. The defendant took the complainant's iPad and walked and followed the complainant to the Kroger. The defendant then jumped on the complainant's hood as she was driving and struck her window multiple times with a rock, causing damage to her vehicle. Estimated damage was $300.
Who is the complaining witness in this case?
The complaining witness in this case is a Jacqueline Perry, who is the same complainant in the assault of a pregnant person.
Tell me he's not supposed to have contact with this complaining witness? Guys,
Morgan.
Mr. Woods is on deferred for assault of a pregnant person.
Yes, Judge. I'm emailing the felony prosecutor right now.
Was he, as a condition of that, not to?
No threatening, harassing, or abusive contact with the complainant in that case.
Mr. Woods, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm now sending you for a drug test. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system. If you fail to go take the test, if you fail to come back, I'm going to revoke your bond, and I'm going to make it so high. On one ankle, I'm going to put a GPS monitor because I'm ordering you not to have contact with this person, and you've shown repeatedly that you are incapable of following bond conditions. And I'm going to put a 1,000-foot radius that you're not to have any contact with this person. You're not to have any weapons. You're not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. And I'm going to test you repeatedly so I know that you're not using, but like I said, you failed the test, and if you fail to come back, things will not go well. Do you understand, Mr. Woods? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Take a seat for me. Mr. Burrows, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 180 days in jail. It is probated for 12 months. As part of the probation, you will do a DWI education class, 2 victim impact panels. You must do a TRAS, which is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. If they assess other conditions, you must fulfill those conditions. No breath test refusal, meaning if you were pulled over in a car and an officer asks you to submit a breath test, you must submit. If you don't, you're in violation of this probation. Guardian interlock, 30 hours of community service, a $100 donation, one time to Mothers Against Drunk Driving, no drugs, no alcohol. Random analysis. Is this how you understand the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, sir.
Does he have any prior DWIs?
He had one that was dismissed a long time ago, and it was no probable cause based on no alcohol consumption out of Galveston. So
Yes,
I tried to get a pizza at the Port, but it's just because of that. He had a theft when he was a kid, like 17 years old, but it was
Just one.
yeah. But he was, I know, he was 17. and he had an employee theft, and then he picked up another theft, but they didn't revoke his probation. It was like $100 from a cash register, but that was a long time ago. He's a volleyball coach. He's a good citizen. He's a good guy. He's turned his life around. His parents are here to support him. He made a mistake this night drinking. He understands that. He's taking responsibility for that. He's doing whatever he can to move forward. And he's in a financial hardship now. That's why we're asking for a reduction in the DPS fine. I've worked with him on payment plans and stuff. I'm going to waive all my fees so he can succeed. So.
The question is, at what point do you get it, Mr. Burrows? You know, you've already had one DWI dismissed. You now have another one. While you're on bond, you have bond violations. So for you to come here and tell me that you've changed and that you're a different person and this and that goes in one ear, goes out the other. I don't believe it. Actions speak louder than words. And you can lie to me, but you can't lie to yourself, you know, and your record. You know, life is hard enough being a young Black man in America today, right? And the more convictions you get, all you're doing is you're making life more difficult. With these theft cases that you get, with these DWI, I mean, it's one of the worst cases that you can pick up, because these theft cases brands you as a thief, and people are scared to hire potential thieves, because I'm always going to be thinking, well, if I hire him to work for me, I know that he's got not only one prior theft, but 2 prior thefts. Is he going to steal from me? Same thing now happens with the DWI. You've had one dismissed, now you have another one. What's it going to take for you to get that we mean business, that public safety is our primary concern? And when you don't get it, and when you continue to pick up criminal cases, there are really grave consequences. You need to understand that from now on, after today, you're looking at a minimum of 30 days in jail. No, hold on a second. $90 days in jail at a minimum for any new cases you pick up here in county court. Don't matter how small it is. From now on, you are looking at a minimum of 90 days in jail. Not only that, you pick up another theft, you could be potentially charged with a felony, because they use those as a stepladder to enhance punishment. And when you don't get it, they combine all those to get up to felony court. You could be potentially facing that. You pick up another theft case as well. At some point, you got to get it. And I hope this is the same. And usually, in my experience, being here, at times when we go too easy on people, they still don't get it. You're skirting out of here today. You're getting probation. You're getting no jail time. You're not getting your license suspended. Now they want me to waive. Michael wants me to waive the fines and fees. I mean,
I think he has his family.
why would we reward? You know,
I want him to succeed, and that's what I think the problem is, that if he doesn't have the money to succeed, it's going to be very hard. He's going to try everything in his power to succeed financially. I just think that's going to be a burden on him. I took it upon myself to forego my fees, and I'm doing whatever I can to help him.
And that's great.
Yeah, I understand
Michael,
that. I just don't think he can't afford it. He physically can't afford it. We're putting the burden on his parents who are here to support him. They're in the back. They're here. He's going to be staying with them to reduce his whatever fees he has to try to, get back on his feet. But he's trying, Judge. He is. He's been in constant contact with me. We talk every other day. He's literally trying. He really is. And I think if you give him a shot here, he's going to do whatever he can to, prove you wrong.
I don't have to accept this agreement. I could say, no, I don't want this. Well, I'm jail time. I will accept your agreement, Mr. Burrows, but I want you to understand that if you come back here and try to tell me that you test positive again because of makeup, that kind of excuse is such that every single person who puts makeup on gets intoxicated. Really? So if you come up here while you're on this probation and you test positive for alcohol, it tells me that you have a problem. And I'm giving you fair warning now that you will go into a rehab facility. I can amend the conditions to put you in a lockdown rehab facility for, at a minimum, 9 months to 10 months, if you respond well to treatment. I will accept it, but I'm telling you now, if you test positive, get ready. And I hope that and I want to read a repeat offender DWI education class. I don't want just a garden variety. Your record speaks and tells everyone in the whole world about you. So if you ever get pulled over again, you need to understand that you will probably get harassed. So if I were you, I wouldn't ever, even if you've had a sip of alcohol, a glass of wine, I wouldn't get into a car because you're begging for trouble. Do you understand?
Yes, sir, I understand.
You give up a lot of rights by entering this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, this will go on your record, Mr. Burrows. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. You can never take it off. From now on, like I said, you're facing a minimum of 90 days in jail for any new cases that you pick up. You must do your classes on time. You pick up a new case. You test positive for alcohol. You know what's going to happen. I will issue a warrant for your arrest. I'm going to put you in jail. I'm going to bring you back out. And we're going to talk about if you violated, if you did, how, and what the appropriate remedy will be. And it could be 180 days in jail. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated? Guilty or not?
Guilty, yes, sir.
You need to understand that one of the things that they're ordering you to do is a TRAS. This is an evaluation. They may assess intensive outpatient treatment. Who's done the TRAS?
They recommended IOP SOP.
Okay, I think that's a good thing, right?
May I say a word, please?
Sure thing.
Once again, I do appreciate, the second chance. When I went to jail for a year when I was 17, and that's when I was in high school. It's been 18 years ago. I've been a completely different person. I coach volleyball. I do a lot. I do give back a lot, and I do understand that this record will carry on without my life. I've already realized that, and I've been doing things a lot different. I did make a mistake. I did end up, drinking and driving. The first case I admit. After that, I haven't told you a lie at all. It was more than just makeup. It was paint, body paint, full transformation. I do a lot on Halloween. I did not know that I was sneaking to my ankle, and I haven't lied to you about that. Once again, I do appreciate the second chance. I'm a lot different than what my record says that I am. That happened when I was in high school, 17, 18, I'm 35 now. I haven't been in trouble since. I know you did see DWI on there. I was leaving work, didn't have a sip of alcohol. I asked to do a breathalyzer. They wouldn't let me do a breathalyzer. That was leaving from Kima. They have an ongoing case. I didn't have a sip of alcohol. That's the reason why I got thrown out. I didn't have a sip of alcohol. I asked them to do a breathalyzer. I was being harassed for that whole month.
Talking about the first case.
Sir, I was being harassed for a whole month. 14 times I got pulled over. The last time before that one, I told them, I said, there's a reason why you're pulling me over. And that's why I told them. The next time I got pulled over on 146. They didn't even give me a chance to even do a breathalyzer. And that's the reason why I got thrown out. Is because I asked to do a breathalyzer. They didn't take my blood, they didn't take anything. They wanted to take me to jail because of some beef that's happening in between the Kima bars and Kima PD. I changed my life a lot. I didn't lie to you last time I was here. I wasn't aware that would set off my scram device. I had super glue that I was putting up, fingernail polish remover. Last time I didn't speak because I was on my anxiety medication, so I didn't really speak, but I can speak a lot better today because I haven't taken it the last 2 days. But that's what ended up happening. Once again, I do appreciate you for giving me a second chance, but just want to let you know I didn't lie to you last time I was here.
If you think that people and officers messed with you last time, what do you think is going to happen now?
I do understand that, sir.
You know, and
I do understand.
the only thing that I'm trying to impart to you is don't give them the ability to do that by smelling like alcohol, smelling like weed. Because when you get into a car, the faintest, funkiest smell of whatever, it's a great excuse for them to take you down.
Yes, sir. This time I did drink. I did not.
Look, you don't have to say anything now, but
Yes, sir.
I want you to appreciate the gravity of it, because when officers like me, I don't know you. I have but a mere 10 seconds, 20 seconds, maybe 5 minutes to get to know who Sydney Burroughs is.
Yes, sir.
One of the things I use to find out who you are is your record.
I understand.
So when an officer pulls you over, they're going to see DWI, theft. And I don't know if there's other things as well, because I don't get access to everything. But when they see that, they're going to be, holy moly. If they go up to your car, if it walks like a duck and it talks like a duck, if they have a DWI 1, if they have a DWI 2nd, and now they come up to you and they smell something,
I do understand.
don't give them ammunition to fire a gun at you. Life is hard enough as it is. Anyways, look,
Yes, sir.
done preaching. So just comply with these things and we will be happy.
Yes, sir.
Michael, and I'm going to tell you now that I will waive your court costs and your supervisory fees.
Thank you, Judge.
But if you come back with another DWI, I want you to understand that the next time on a second, you're facing around $6,000 at a minimum of supervisory fees, not to mention court costs of another $500-600. So it's on a second DWI, you're facing around $7,000.
Yes, sir.
You understand?
Yes, sir. I understand.
Get the message. All right.
Thank you, Judge.
Which devices are we giving him?
So what do you have now? Do you have the scram?
Yeah, he liked the interlock, what they agreed to.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm okay with that. First, you got to get the interlock. Once you get the interlock, we'll take the scram off. I've been paying for your device now. While you're on probation, I can't pay for it. You're going to have to pay for that yourself.
Yes, sir. I understand.
But I'm going to, cut his fines and fees, please. I'm literally taking all the money away. Money is never the issue. It's doing what you're supposed to do in the time you're supposed to do it.
Yes, sir. I understand.
I really wish you the best of luck, Mr. Burroughs. We want the best for you. And we're just trying to make you get a clue. That's all. Just don't be a danger to the public. That's all we want.
Yes, sir. I understand.
All right, man. All right, good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Is it Fernanda Solis Martinez?
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, you're charged with criminal mischief. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Yes, Judge. On November 19th, 2024, the officer was dispatched to a residence in Harris County, Texas, in response to a family disturbance. Upon arrival, the officer met with the complainant, who stated that he and the defendant, his sister, into striking one another, and the defendant walked over to the complainant's computer and began hitting the computer monitor with a PS5 controller, causing damage. The officer observed the monitor to be shattered, and there was also damage to the headset and controller. The complainant estimates the cost of damage to be $1,120.
Okay, Ms. Solis, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. How old are you, ma'am?
I'm 22.
Are you here with anyone today?
I'm
Are
sorry.
you here with anyone today? What do you do for a living?
Our student in Memorial Herman.
Do you have any kind of income whatsoever?
I would say I make about 1,000 a year, 1,000 a week.
All right, would you like to apply for a court-appointed lawyer, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna have you fill out an application with Stephen. We need to work and we need to figure out what we're gonna do, because typically in these types of cases, I bar you from having contact with the complaining witness in this case, meaning that you're not allowed to have contact with your brother.
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't know where you live. I don't know if you live with him. So what don't say anything now. I have a bunch of DAs here. What you say could hurt you. I'll appoint you a lawyer today, but we need to find out the family dynamic, because if you pick up a new case You start acting a fool in the free world, I'm going to take the free world away from you and I'm going to put you in jail and I'm going to make your bond high. And you have to understand that if you don't have anyone that's going to post your bond, you will sit there in jail until this case is over with. And I'm going to tell you, it takes about 9 months just to get a 911 tape, and all that you're working for, all that schooling to become a nurse, where does it go? Right. So we'll figure out that here momentarily. So, do not leave until we let you go, though. Okay. Stephen's going to give you the application. I'll have you sign a reset with Victoria, and then we'll have you take a seat in the jury box, please.
Yes, I'm here on Mr. Bruss. I hope I say this right. Barace Kane, 251-5735. Criminal mischief.
Okay.
And I thought we had a deal in place.
So he told us last time that he would have the $1,200 ready to go.
But they sent him a bill for $4,000.
Okay. Alex, what's up with that?
So the
What's up with that? What's up with that?
bill we have is for $3,900,
I have here my notes on 10/1, it was $1,200. I guess it changed.
This is for Mr. Kane. Yes.
Yeah.
The bill we have is stated the amount due is $39,1575. That's the amount due with the
Okay.
bill.
I guess let me speak to the chief and see what, because
Yeah,
I mean, understand it's not with me, it's whatever it was.
I got you.
My notes are all, can be wrong. Hey, I'm sorry to bother you.
No, it's okay.
This is Mr. Kane. In my notes here, I have it beginning of October, the restitution was at $1,200, but I'm guessing it's, or I'm being told it's more now. I don't know what happened.
The bill for $39,1575. Yes, and there's a receipt too for that.
So Judge, I think initially the confusion with the 1,000 is in the DIMS, the estimation was around $1,000. But when we talked to the complainant, received the invoices and the estimates, it's to the tune of $3,900.
Okay. That's what it is. I mean, it's right. I can't argue with them. They got a bill. That's what they're saying it is. For you to get this case dismissed, that's what the DAs want. They want to make the other person whole. As if it had never happened, the criminal mischief had never happened. To put them in the same place is, what is it? What happened?
$3,915.
Right, I understand, but what was it? Was it a car? Was it a computer? An elephant?
The door, Your Honor.
Wow, that's a hell of a door. Made of gold or what?
A mahogany door. So.
I don't know what to tell you, but your other option is to go to trial. You know, those are the two options that you can pay that money and they end up dismissing the case. You can accept another plea bargain if they have one.
Your Honor, there's no offers on the case right now besides the
You
restitution.
can, if you guys, Mr. Goins want, you can try to get a different plea bargain. The case is 160 days old, so I will only give you a couple more weeks, but at 180 days, we set cases for trial. So at that time, you need to let us know what you want to do. And if you have not reached a plea bargain agreement with the state, we end up setting your case for trial. I don't know. I don't want you to make a decision now. Guys need to go back and talk and just, you guys decide what you would want to do. And you can always request a different plea bargain if you don't like the one that you have, but they don't have to do anything if they don't want to. It's the state and they reserve the right to, even if they don't want to, they don't have to give you a plea bargain. So I guess you guys step back and let me know what you want to
They
do.
have to prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt.
So, Mr. Goins, before you guys leave today, just
I'll let you know.
just give me a heads up what you guys want to
I
do.
sure will. Thank you.
This way, sir.
So I am putting some conditions on your bond now, Ms. Solis, okay? The two conditions I'm placing on your bond now is that you're not to have, or not to be in possession of any weapons. And I'm also ordering you not to have any threatening, harassing, or abusive contact with a Mr. Martinez, your brother.
Brother, yes.
I want you to understand what is threatening or harassing. Doesn't matter what you think is threatening or harassing. I could give a rat's behind what you think is threatening or harassing. It's what he perceives. So If you get into an argument with him and you still look, is that threatening, harassing? It is. And it can land you back in jail. If you pick up a new case, you violate conditions. No matter how old you are, I don't care. I'm going to put you in jail and I'm going to protect every person in my county. I don't care that it's your brother, it's your mother, father, whoever it may be. Do you understand? Ray, did you want to say anything?
No, Judge, we talked about the no threatening or harassing, and I've explained to her that the state is offering restitution. I just need to get the PTI contract and the restitution receipt so we can get all that paid.
You know, the other thing that you have to understand is that at some point you're going to start working, right? When you start building up a criminal record, employers look at this and they see that it's a potential liability because they may now think, wow, she now has this mischief. Even if it gets dismissed, people can still see it. Man, is she a danger? Is she going to explode on us if she loses her temper? That's what people think. You need to consider this. The older you get, your actions have consequences, and it can really impact your future. If you want to become a nurse, this may, form a barrier for you. Consider this when you're out there in the free world. Do you have any questions?
I do. For the no weapons, is that like forever? Like for all my life, I can't have any weapons?
While this case is open.
While this case is open.
While this case is open, you're not to have any weapons whatsoever.
Okay.
We've given you a lawyer. It is your responsibility to stay in touch with Mr. Vasquez. You can see him on the TV there. If he tells me he can't get a hold of you because you're playing games, you're not responding to phone calls, text messages, I will issue a warrant for arrest. Stay in contact, do what you're supposed to do, and then things will turn out well.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right? We'll have you sign this here now. We'll get you to sign a reset, and then after that, you're on your way. All right? Yes,
Happy
ma'am.
Thanksgiving.
You too.
Judge, we're trying to do a pre-qualifying with you. This is involving Jennifer Gonzalez. Okay. I don't know how to be as succinct, but I'll try to be as succinct as I can. The court may recall that she has a PCS that's arising in the same incident that was over there. James Mount and Melissa over the Rip Court and I, we had a powwow yesterday for about 35, 45 minutes to try to decide what happened here. And I'm trying to short circuit things. At the end of it all, we come out this morning. They're going to dismiss the PCS as long as she pleads here. They're allowing her to plead to a time served over here.
I'm not on the second. Sorry.
If you
Not on the second.
that's
No. If she wants a PTI or if she wants a probation, okay. I think 30 is what we typically do on a second, but not time served.
now the first one was some time ago, Judge. Like
I understand.
years ago.
I get it. But,
So,
and she had violations while she's on, right?
well, there weren't violations that couldn't be excused or explained because what happens is she takes Adderall, and so that's what I think the issue was.
No, I'm sorry. Not on a second. And it's not just you. It's just, I have before, and people have ran, like literally the week after, they wrapped their car around the pole.
So
And
if I can, and it may or may not impact your decision, she does not have a license, does not drive. Okay, she has that scooter that she's on that we talked about that's under 8 horsepower, whatever it is.
is it one of those Costco scooters that you cannot take on the street?
Yes, you can't really get on the street with it, Judge. It's not one of those, and she has a license and has not had one. Okay. Now, I know there's going to be an imposition of a suspension of any license that she may have. I know that will be coming at her. The big issue with the probation, because that's one of the things that we first had talked about, she has to take care, and she's the sole provider for an elderly father. She doesn't drive, is unable to drive him back and forth and everything, but he depends like 100% on her. Now, my concern with the probation, and it was the thing that we kind of tossed about yesterday, is if she's forced to be in a position of making a decision of doing something for her dad versus appear for a urine test or appear for an office visit or something like that, she's going to defer and say, I'm going to take care of my dad. My dad's life means more than me reporting.
Probation will never interfere with anything that someone has to do for work, caring for another person, they will always work around. So if she gets called in for a drug test, all she has to do is say, hey, I can't come, I can come tomorrow. They're not going to give you grace of a week, right? But it's got to be something reasonable. The next day, perhaps a couple hours down the road, but they're never going to leave you high and dry to where they're going to do anything like that. I can allow, if she does well, after the first couple months, I can allow virtual reporting as well, so that she can report via Zoom. If she's doing well, she will still have to, she's going to have a guardian interlock, right? Because that's what we do on all probations, especially on a second. So
She doesn't have victim doesn't drive, doesn't have a license.
She'll have a portable.
There's a monitor on her. Can I have her come forward?
Sure.
Come forward, since I was, mind.
She's got a monitor ankle and I'm paying for it now, right?
And it is killing her leg.
We'll take that off. We'll give her a portable device.
That has to be modified because it doesn't look good at all.
Her looks is the least of my concern.
It's painful, Judge. You know what I'm saying? It's painful.
Hello, Judge.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good, sir. Thank you.
What we had discussed, Judge, just so in the interest of full disclosure analysis, we're talking, Marissa had agreed to have a plea to the DWI probation with the terms, including the treatment that's been recommended by the TRAS and all this type of stuff, which we had agreed that would be one of the ways to resolve it. And that would still have them dismiss the PCS. But once we talked about the idea of setting her up for failure, if you would, I wasn't comfortable that she would be able, or this court might even be able to accommodate issues that would arise because she couldn't either get to her meeting or
we can always accommodate. Always. There's never a way that we can't. Never doesn't work in our vocabulary. And the thing that I want you to understand is that I don't, now, once you plead, if you plead to this, it's going to go on your record. It is now a second offense. And the last thing we want is for you to graduate to felony status to where you're looking at 2 to 10 in the penitentiary.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes,
And I want to make sure that you understand that there are consequences to behavior. You need to understand that if you ever get in a car, you smell like alcohol, you smell like dope, they're not going to care whether you're spilling, fall down ass drunk, where you've urinated yourself, whether you're vomit. It doesn't take that for them to file a felony charge on you. Even the faintest smell of alcohol, the faintest droopy eyelids, the faintest sway in the wrong way, they're going to charge you with a felony DWI. And now you're looking at up to 10 years in prison. I, at all costs, want to make sure that that doesn't happen. And in my experience, what I've seen when people have too easy, right? It never works out well. And I don't think that a time served on a DWI second is appropriate. I understand that you may take care of other people. I understand that you may have life issues. Actions have consequences. You not only have this DWI second, but you also have a felony possession of a controlled substance. He's worked a tremendous deal where they're going to dismiss the felony case. I'm going to tell you now, anytime you can avoid a felony, you're winning. Anytime, it doesn't matter. Because once you get that felony conviction, I cannot tell you how many doors that closes. And not only just from potential work, but I'm talking issues with the state, being able to get state resources, funding for things like food stamps, perhaps lose the right to vote. It really closes a lot of doors. And I want to make sure that that doesn't happen, So,
Judge.
we usually, now this is a second, you by law must do 5 days in jail as a condition to probation, right? I don't know if you guys have worked out an agreement where they're going to waive that and plead it down to a first thereby waiving the jail time, but there's mandatory 5 days in jail as a result of this. That's what you need to understand, which is the other consequence of this. Now, if they're willing to do that, I'm certainly okay with that, but time served. And the probation, if you do well in the beginning and you show us that we can trust you, we will allow you to do virtual reporting through Zoom. But we have to know that you're going to do well. There are not going to be any issues. And most importantly, you're not going to use.
Absolutely.
Because that's what matters.
Yes, sir.
All we're trying to do here is make sure that you don't take a life on the road. So that you have enough of a crappy experience here that 15 years down the road, when you're placed in a position where you're intoxicated out there, man, should I get this car? I had such a miserable time in court with that Judge Fleischer. God, I never want that experience again. That's the idea.
Yes,
because
sir.
I want you to remember me 20 years from now when you're in a position of vulnerability where you make the right decision.
Absolutely. Yes.
And
sir.
hopefully with the probation, we get you to understand.
Absolutely, sir. I agree. It's fine.
Now, you have a probation officer, right? Your probation officer is always willing to work with you. If they call you in for a drug test and you're in some kind of situation where you can't, you let them know. We will give you the line to Shatoria here. She's absolutely an angel, is always willing to help you out. We can give you a direct access to her. If you have a problem, call us, call me, call her, and we will work something out.
Sure.
But there's never a way that we can't work something out. There's always a way. There's always a way. Always.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Give me a minute or two to talk
No
to
rush.
Mike, Judge.
No rush. And I mean, your case, Mr. Knowles, it's only what, like 140 days, right?
We won't have it over with today, Judge.
Or you don't have to.
But I think we're at that point. So I think just a little conversation, I think we should be able to get.
Okay. For sure.
And I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you.
That acetone and other things will interfere.
They can judge, but I mean, the scram device itself has an environmental tampering test. Like it will, the scram device itself does a test internally to see if there are environmental factors that are affecting the scram device. If there is an environmental factor that has affected it, as in he's a painter and there's some sort of paint that's got alcohol in it and it detects that, it will notice that it's not from sweat and it will not accept that as a TAC reading. In this case, it's not what it shows. There's a confirmed tamper event for about 12 hours and there is a confirmed TAC reading, but they can't actually confirm it because something was either stuck in the leg or it was removed entirely. So to me, this is a clear tamper and it meets the range for a tamper. It wouldn't even show that it's a tamper if it didn't meet the criteria range that scram identifies.
Ricardo, he's saying it's a 12-hour tamper that could be. So are you telling me that it could not read his leg for 12 hours?
So it was reading and it read at that spike and they won't state the actual level due to this.
Well, I understand that.
But the duration of the tamper was stated as 12 hours and I believe some odd minutes. So it wasn't able to either get a reading or get an accurate reading during that entire duration.
Did he have something in his leg? Like, I mean, a piece of paper in between his ankle and the device.
I mean, he very well could have, but there's no way of knowing, of course.
But the time is the biggest concern, Judge. If it's like, oh, it shifted on the leg and it couldn't detect sweat for a little bit, that's not a tamper. This is a 12-hour thing. It's clear that he's doing something to tamper with the device.
Ricardo, what say you?
Judge, I would ask how Michael knows the information that he is stating. How does he know what a tamper is considered? Has he been even trained by the Sentinel people? Why is he making these representations as fact? I would ask
Ricardo. I'll tell you, Ricardo, I've done around 12 11B hearings, all of them successful, where I had Ronald Grant come testify about what the scram results are, how they are, what they do to get to the results. So I've done multiple hearings regarding scram devices, Ricardo.
Thank you, Michael. And that's what I'm asking for, Judge. I would ask for a hearing to have somebody come and testify. That's all I'm asking for. Not have Michael testify.
Why isn't he here, Ricardo?
Judge, I got notice of this yesterday when I saw the email in the afternoon. I tried to move this to next week. After I was told it wasn't going to be moved, I made contact with him and let him know what's going on. I don't want to say why he's not there today. I'm in a position where I need to make representations to the court, and so I'll just leave it at I let him know that there's a court setting today, and the issue is notice. I mean, I let him know like at 5 in the afternoon yesterday, Judge. I mean, we got notice of this yesterday, and he's expected to show up today during the holidays.
Have the person come on Monday to testify? The scram?
Yeah, I can reach out to one of the case managers.
Do we have to subpoena them, don't we?
Yeah, it'd be Ronald Grant, Judge. He's the one that comes and testifies. And
Do you mind subpoenaing him? Can you?
to come on Monday, I don't know if he would respond to it, Judge. I have a personal relationship with him. He might, but I mean, it's right after the holiday, so I don't know if he would on such short notice.
Can you reach out to someone to come on Monday so we can figure out, is it a true tamper? What's he doing to the device?
Yes, Judge. Let me reach out and see how I feel about that.
Well, I will say, Judge, there's no way, like Ronald won't be able to tell you. And what he'll be able to tell you is it meets the criteria in the scram report for what a tamper is. And that's all he's going to be able to tell you. And you're going to have to decide yourself whether you believe that the defendant tampered with the device or not.
Ricardo, I will give you the benefit of the doubt. He's got to bring his ass here on Monday morning, 8:30 in the morning. And if he fails to appear Monday morning, I will 100% revoke his bond. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Judge, if I may, Judge, my understanding is we could easily do a hair follicle test to see if alcohol is going to pop up. I don't know what kind of services pretrial services provides.
We don't offer a hair follicle test on our end at least.
They don't do hair follicle tests here.
Well, Judge, the only thing I can say about this, thank you for having a hearing on this. This isn't the first time you've heard of the problems with the scram device. And so all I'm asking for is before you do anything on it is let's have a hearing and let's figure out what happened.
Ricardo, it would probably behoove him to do whatever he can proactively to show, but him coming up here and telling me that he's just, I don't know. I get a lot of people that try to sell,
Well, it's two things, Judge. Sometimes it's people that, are drinking, but sometimes it's the device messing up, and I'm just trying to figure it out.
The problem is it's our second DVR. We're on number 2 now,
Right.
So we'll set it for Monday. He has to he has to be here. I'm setting it for bond forfeiture. If he fails to appear, there's no excuse.
Okay. I'll let him know, Judge. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. Judge, real quick.
Sure.
Hey, so are we going to be ready for a hearing on Monday, or it's just he shows up on Monday?
Be ready. No, be ready.
Okay, perfect.
You want a hearing? I'm giving you a hearing on Monday.
Sounds good. Thank you.
You asked for it. You're getting it.
Sounds good. Thank you, Judge. Appreciate it.
Okay.
All right.
Are you ready? Okay, let's do it.
Instead of the going in and out, instead of going in like they're going to do a
Portable
portable
device,
device.
no
So
problem. That's fine.
Thank you.
Ms. Gonzalez, I want you to understand one thing, that it's not you, It's not your lawyer. He's done a great job and has zealously advocated on your behalf. But on a second DWI, you know, we have proverbial slaps on the wrist for DWI first, right? I get it. People make mistakes. It happens. We all make mistakes in life, right? But you can't continue to make the same mistake and expect the same result and reward, right? Because the proverbial slap on the wrist, the so-called time served, right, is exactly what it is, because you're supposed to do jail time on a DWI, right? And when you're walking out of here, you know, and there's no jail time, it's basically, it's kind of like a reward, right?
Absolutely.
But you can't continue to pick up DWIs and expect rewards. We don't work like that. We don't operate like that. And we want you to learn. And believe it or not, I really care for you. And I want to see you succeed. I want to see you do well. But no more proverbial slaps on the wrist. There now is a lot of baggage that you're going to have on your back following today and for the rest of your life. You know, after today, you're going to have these 2 DWIs on your record. Like I've been harping on you over and over. You get into a car, the slightest smell of whatever it is, they're probably going to take you down and charge you with a felony. And if you thought this was expensive, if you thought this was bad, wait till you get upstairs. There are judges up there that just watch out. Now, you guys have worked out an agreement. They're offering you 180 days in jail to be probated for 16 months. As part of the conditions, you will do thinking for a change. You will do a repeat offender DWI education class. You will do 2 victim impact panels. You will also do a TRAS, which is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need.
She's completed.
And recommended even for a change.
Okay, well, okay. I'm surprised that no outpatient, no, not necessarily residential, but no outpatient treatment at a minimum. You know, typically in these cases, when we see these, they usually order, you know, intensive outpatient treatment or supportive outpatient treatment, which is kind of like a like AA-ish type issue. So regardless, if that's what they think, then that's what they think. I'm going to follow it. So that's what you must do. No breath test refusal. So if you're pulled over in a car and an officer asks you to submit a breath test, you must do it. If you don't, you're in violation of the probation. 30 hours of community service and a guardian interlock. Do you have children, Ms. Gonzalez?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I think that you probably be better served to do a instead of the dumbass community service, to do it like a parenting class, because I think that has more value than just working on the street. Now, like I said, all we want you to do is learn from this. You know, take these classes, take it to heart so that you don't ever come back.
Yes, sir.
If you do well, after some time, I will allow you to report via Zoom. Okay. You got to also understand that when you're doing these probations, these probation officers have your life in their hands, right? If you are nice to them, crack a joke with them. If you're their first appointment in the morning, you're probably going to get someone on their good side. If you go in there at 4 PM, you've got a bunch of excuses, right? They're probably not going to be happy. They're going to be irritated. They're going to want to go home. Don't expect any good thing. In life, that's how it goes. If you're nice, you get more with honey than you do with vinegar.
Yes, sir.
Same thing with a probation officer.
Gotcha.
You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. So once you plead guilty, you can never change this or undo this.
Yes,
If
sir.
you violate this probation, I'm going to issue a warrant for your arrest. We're going to put you in jail, bring you back out, talk about if you violate your probation. If you do, you're looking at 180 days in jail.
Yes, sir.
You understand?
Absolutely.
How do you plead to the offense, ma'am? I will find you guilty. I will follow the agreement. Is there an accident in this case, Michael?
No, Judge.
Okay. I have to suspend your license. I'm going to suspend it for a year. Do you have a license now?
No, sir.
Okay. I think that that's probably what we should also do, is try to get her license. you know? Have you ever had a license?
I did have a license. It got suspended with the first DWI. And back then they had a bunch of like, extra fees. It was the
Surcharges.
surcharge. Yeah, so I wasn't able to get it back because it was so high. Then they canceled all that out. I had just finished paying off everything to reinstate my license 2 weeks maybe prior to this happening here.
Michael, do you mind running her license?
Yes, Judge.
Did you handle the ALR hearing by chance?
I did not. There was
Okay,
nothing to handle.
On a subsequent, it's usually a 2-year license suspension when it comes with regards to the ALR. So it may very well that you may have a 2-year license suspension.
I do see that she's not eligible, Judge.
ALR,
Yes.
2-year. I mean, it just
says-
depends what happened with the first ALR too.
Well, it actually says that she was suspended because due to no insurance. It says surcharge due, no insurance.
You know when that was, sir?
Did you get a ticket for no insurance?
No, sir. I haven't gotten pulled over. This was the first time in many years.
Let's make sure.
I just know that it began September 15th of 2024, the suspension. And the end date, I think this is like in perpetuity until she gets something fixed.
Here, Lonnie, do you mind giving her that piece of paper? This is the driver's license division. The number, will you make sure it's 2600? I don't know if she can read that. I kind of wrote it funky.
It's 2,600.
It's 2600. That's the number to the driver's license division for DPS. Call them and then they can tell you what you need to do to get your license. But you need to get your license.
Okay, yes, sir.
Just, you gotta get it.
I'm allowed to go get it if I can.
Yeah, of course. But
Thank you, sir.
before you just go do anything, call them first. And when you call them at 7 a.m. Don't call at 8. Don't call at 9. Don't call at 1 because you'll never get through. As soon as the phone line's open at 7, that's when you call.
Yes, sir.
All right. Any questions?
No, sir.
Judge, there was a couple of things they were asking for the guardian interlocks. She does not drive or anything like that. And she has the monitor on now that's uncomfortable. Can we give her the portable device for now?
So, no. I want to switch it from the Scram to the portable. So, but first get the portable, then we'll take off the Scram. So we want to make sure that you're not using, and the best way, first get that one. As soon as you do that, we'll take the other one off. But we want to make sure that you have that one on first. So yeah, one of the conditions on this probation is that you maintain a guardian interlock. Now, because you're not driving, understand that you're going to be signing an affidavit today, promising me you're not going to drive. Do not drive. I don't care what your excuse is. I don't care what's good. If there's a burning building, it doesn't matter. Just don't drive. Okay.
The other thing, Judge, and this is just our way of refreshing the court's recollection, and there's been no alcohol that was found either in the results from the lab, and there's never been any alcohol associated with this particular DWI. This is one that was based upon some drugs, not even a synergistic type of a matter. It's simply it was drugs. So just so the court will be aware, alcohol was there was zero alcohol in the system as a result of this.
Okay. Remember, DWI is not just alcohol. If you take too much NyQuil, what happens? Right. Anything where it affects the normal use of your mental and or physical faculties. Right. So I think that's it.
That's it. And just so you know, and I know how serious you take these matters, and I don't want to belabor it, but the idea is that we had already put in place. Do you have Brittany's card with you?
It's in my folder.
So we had already dealt with the Rick Court people. There's a program director, Brittany, I can't remember her name now. But no, that's okay. We have a card and thing. So treatment was going to already be a part of this agreement, independent of a formal writing. But I think this is the best thing to do in this circumstance.
When's the last time she's been tested? Have you done a test late? Yeah, we need to. Now, Mr. Knowles, we have one more thing. the surcharge.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna ask that be waived. There's no way that she can afford those things at all. If I need to prove it up, you need to prove up on it or?
What do you do for a living?
Take care of my father at home.
Do you get paid by the state for doing that?
No, sir, because I live with him. I don't know what that's what they told me.
How do you get money? How do you survive?
I mean, he gives me whatever I can, and he gets money from Social Security retirement.
What does he get?
2,600 a month, something like that.
So you guys share that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, Mr. Knowles, I'll waive the DPS surcharge.
Judge, the last
thank
test
you,
was
sir.
on September 19th.
Negative?
I believe what it tested positive for was a prescription that she currently possesses.
Okay, all right. Yeah, just stay clean. That's all we're asking. Okay? All right,
Waiving supervision, please, sir?
sure. Yeah, it's not about the money. It's never about the money.
I know, sir.
Just doing what you say you're gonna do
Absolutely.
in the time that you're supposed to do. All right, guys.
Sean,
Good luck.
thank you, sir.
Thank you, Judge. I appreciate it. Mike, thank
You
you.
have a great
Bless you,
Thanksgiving.
Gonzalo.
Thank you, sir.
And Judge,
The raising end,
Racing him.
racing.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning, sir. So you're charged with interference with the duties of a public servant, and this is a Class B misdemeanor. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. We're going to do probable cause. Just hang tight, please.
Officers were dispatched to a disturbance between the defendant and an Uber driver in Harris County, Texas. The officer stated that when he arrived, both parties were calm and smoking with one another. Officer stated that he saw that the defendant was intoxicated and asked whether the defendant's wife would come and get him. The defendant said his wife would. And the defendant and the Uber driver began going back and forth with each other about charges. An officer made the decision to detain the defendant and take him to a sobering center. Officer asked the defendant to put his hands behind his back, and defendant tensed his arms. Additional officers arrived and detained P.
Judge, I know it's not, you don't argue.
Tensed his arms? Really?
Yeah, Judge, I know it's not time to argue probable cause, so I'd like.
No.
Push it out a little bit.
I already got it.
Yeah, Judge.
I understand. What kind of, I mean, just you're tensing your arms? That's madness. We have enough cases. Come on. No, I'm going to find no probable cause. Just remember, when you're out there in the free world, if you're going to get lit, be very careful. Do you understand, Mr. Thurston?
Absolutely.
I'm sorry. Did you want to say something?
No, it's okay, Judge. We're dismissing the case.
Oh, thank
Just
you.
be careful, you know? Really? Okay. All right. We got you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Hines. I mean, doing the right thing. I got it. That's why.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Always a pleasure, Mr. Hager.
Good seeing you, Judge.
You are Francisco Rodriguez.
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez, you're charged with tampering with a government record. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. The officer was conducting a patrol and observed a vehicle with a temporary tag. The officer ran a search that did not come back with a return. Traffic stop was conducted and the officer made contact with the driver, who said this was their father's car and he got the tag. Officers were able to speak with the defendant, who stated he was a construction worker and he was given the car as payment. The defendant stated he bought the tags off some lady on WhatsApp, and the defendant said the lady advised him it was all legit. The defendant stated he met the lady once to receive the plate, but since then, the plates get mailed every month. The defendant paid her $75 a month and had bought approximately 10 plates from her.
Mr. Rodriguez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Tell me, are you a United States citizen? Are you in this country with or without permission?
Excuse me?
Are you in this country with or without permission?
I don't have permission.
What happens if you go to jail?
¿Cómo? ¿Qué le pasa si va a la cárcel? I don't know.
think.
Piense.
No, pues. Pueda. ¿Qué me pasa si vuelvo a la cárcel?
What would happen to me if I go to jail, you said?
Are you in this country with or without
En el
permission,
país, ¿cómo?
Mr. Rodriguez?
Estoy sin permiso ahorita porque estoy queriendo ya arreglar.
I want,
I'm
I
without
want to
permission right now,
get,
but I want to, quiero que piense.
No, pues. Yo sé que no está bien que esté sin permiso.
I don't think it's okay that I'm without permission.
immigration sweeps the jail on a daily basis. Every couple hours, immigration goes through to see who is in custody without permission in this country. And if they find you, they will put a detainer on you and you will sit in jail until the case is over with and then shipped off to immigration, where you will sit for another 6 to 9 months waiting for immigration to do whatever they're going to do. If you do not want that to happen, do not violate the conditions that I set forth. Do not pick up any new cases. If I find that you do, then I'm going to put you in jail. And if you're unlucky enough, you will be there for an extremely long time. You understand?
Extremadamente largo, ¿me entiende?
Okay, sí.
Okay, yes.
Do you have a Texas driver license?
De conducir de Texas?
Tengo, pero está expirado.
I do, but it's expired.
So you don't have a Texas driver
No tiene
license.
licencia de conducir de Texas.
You are not allowed to drive.
Se debe manejar.
Can you run his license, please?
There's no license on file in our system.
You are not allowed to drive, Mr. Rodriguez. And I'm telling you now, I don't care what is going on in your life. Until you have a Texas driver license and liability insurance, you're not allowed to drive. And if I find that you do, you can be facing a lot of time in jail. You will be signing a promise with me. This is an affidavit that you're not going to drive. I don't care what's going on in your life. There's nothing you can do or say that can justify getting into a car. I don't care if someone has to go to the hospital. If you don't have a license and liability insurance, no driving. And if I find that you do, I'm going to put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Day after day, I see people who get immigration holds in custody because they don't heed this warning. You will not get another warning from us. I'm going to have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. I'll get you to Victoria to sign a reset. You need a lawyer to represent you in this. And so we were going to give you time to go hire a lawyer. After that, you'll be free to go. Take care, Mr. Rodriguez.
Yes, señor.
All right. Is that the last?